you for being patient, because that's, yeah, thank you.
Good morning, Superintendent Grego, Eileen, and school board members. My name is Sue Sasko. I'm a self-identified dyslexic, parent of a child with dyslexia, and I tutor kids with dyslexia and dysgraphia. I'm trained in the Barton Reading and Spelling System and the IDA Certified Structured Literacy Program, Yashimoto, Orton Gillingham. I've been advocating in the district since 2015 and as state leader of Decoding Dyslexia Florida since 2016. Dyslexia is a neurobiological, heritable disability that greatly affects the ability to learn to read, write, and spell. Dyslexia also typically occurs with a constellation of other symptoms such as difficulty with memory, auditory discrimination, sound symbol correspondence, directionality, and is often comorbid with language disorders, other learning disabilities such as dysgraphia and dyscalculia, attentional disorders, and speech impairments. Students with dyslexia have great difficulty obtaining the ability to decode with automaticity, which inhibits reading fluency, which inhibits reading comprehension. I want to acknowledge the work that the school district is doing. We have strong leaders in the district's psychology and ESC departments, and I'm glad to see Alessa Nelson Elementary Center for Literacy Innovation enjoying their inaugural year. However, this program only serves 80 students with characteristics of dyslexia, and our district has 104,000 students. Yet dyslexia affects approximately 14% of the population. That means that Pinellas County Schools serves approximately 14,560 students with dyslexia, not 80. I want to encourage Superintendent Grego to expand the Center for Literacy Innovation to include more grades and replicate it in South County and Mid County. I have 2 cost-free requests for the district to embrace for Dyslexia Awareness Month. One is to do a campaign to increase the utilization of the state grant for Learning Ally so that students with text disability have access to instructional materials. This is very important while they're struggling with decoding and fluency so they can access curriculum, enjoy ear reading, increase background knowledge, and hopefully decrease the Matthew effect. The other ask is to increase awareness, decrease shame, and increase a culture of acceptance and understanding of dyslexia by inviting all staff and students to wear red to acknowledge Dyslexia Awareness Month on October 15th. Outside Dyslexia Awareness Month, other major concerns are getting appropriate interventions for middle school students, such as Lexia and Wilson Just Words, and improving core literacy instruction for elementary school students. I know that Superintendent Grego is financially responsible, which leaves me to have difficulty understanding why we spend taxpayer dollars on Fountas and Pinellas level literacy intervention when it is a whole word intervention that teaches students to guess at words. Good readers do not guess at words. It also has been found to have a racial bias. If you're not yet familiar with Emily Hanford's Educate podcasts explaining the deficits in our literacy instruction in our public schools, I strongly encourage you to read and share the printout of her latest podcast, At a Loss for Words, What's Wrong with How Schools Are Teaching Reading. I'd also like to invite the district to begin meeting quarterly with myself and other concerned parents so that we can collaborate and the district can keep us up to date with improvements in reading instruction and how students with dyslexia are being served. Thank you for your time, and I would like to share this with all of you.
Yes. And thank you for your no-cost ask. October 15th, I don't think it's difficult to wear a red shirt. So, yeah, so thank you. Thank you so much for that. There are no more speakers.
Yeah, I do.
Dr. Grego wanted to hear.
When we opened up and when this board discussed, and we discussed at length about Elisa Nelson, I was one that said to staff and said to you that there'll be somebody, and I very much appreciate you coming and talking to the board, who will say publicly, and we'll have this thought that we're only serving dyslexia and the students with characteristics of dyslexia at Nelson Elementary School. So let me just address it. There in no way, shape, or form are we doing that as a school district. Rather, we wanted to partner with the universities and the other centers so that we can create this lab school that every one of our elementary, middle, and high schools can learn from, specifically elementary schools. So we have to collectively, and I ask for your indulgence too, to understand and to spread that word that in a particular area we're bringing teachers into that school to go back to their home school. And we have to collectively say, this is not something that we're just teaching here at Nelson Elementary School, but rather we're using it as I don't want to use the term lab school, but demonstration school, professional development school, so that we can learn best practices throughout It is rare that school districts have a demonstration type of setup that all teachers can learn from. So I thank you for your enthusiasm, as I am as enthused as you are on this, but it has to stand corrected that the Nelson Elementary School is not the only place that we're serving the needs of students with dyslexia. So thank you for allowing me to say that.
You're welcome. Did you?